Welcome to another episode of Girl Talk and Chill, the safe space for Black women, hosted by Mese and Autumn.
In this podcast, we kiki and hold a safe space to discuss what it's like to be a millennial Black woman, finding our ultimate circle of friends,
maintaining our mental health, dating after divorce, and navigating our journey of self-discovery. Let's get into it. Friends.
Hey friends, what's up, y'all?
We are back yet again.
We made it to week 7.
Listen, I am just so excited because sometimes my attention span really be this short, and so to be here for 7, really 8 weeks, because we had an intro episode.
We did. We wanted to stop in and say hi first.
Good job, Autumn and Mies. Okay, we are
We
here. We are here for it. So have you been watching Harlem?
Oh yes. Ever since y'all dragged me in the group chat for not even knowing what it is, I've done my due diligence as an American Black woman, and I'm all caught up.
Because how didn't you know that there was a millennial friendship show with freaking Megan Good and Tyler Lepley? Tyler.
X-nay on the Tyler, but Megan, I don't know how I missed that.
We're gonna talk about how I'm side-eyeing you for your disdain for Diamond. Did you watch P-Valley?
No. Is it a documentary?
What the? I'm not cutting that. It's P-Valley. I gotta find a way to put in a clip. Girl, P-Valley is a show on, I think it's on Stars, about strippers.
I love strippers. It's a documentary about strippers?
It is not a documentary.
Oh, I've not seen it, nor have I ever heard of it.
I apologize. I talk to you guys about putting your friends on to good things all the time, and just being solid people, and I have failed. we got you on Harlem, so P-Valley is next. Like,
oh my gosh, yes, I've definitely been missing out. Okay, so Ian Tyler is on P-Valley also.
Yes,
he's a stripper.
No, it's women strippers. He's Diamond. He's the bouncer at the club. So I was gonna say, the joke was gonna be, how you fronting on Diamond? Like, cause girl, oh my god, he looks so good in P-Valley. And his girlfriend, are they married? I don't know if they're married, but his woman is on the most recent episode of P-Valley. So it was
his woman in real life, Miracle.
Yes.
I love her.
Yes.
So basically, I messed up your joke.
Yes. And now I don't even know how we're gonna move on in the episode, because how haven't you seen P-Valley? I feel like we need to cut and go binge and report back with homeworks. Okay, did you watch?
How many seasons is it?
It's 2 seasons.
Okay, so I'm not that far behind. Girl, when I started watching The Walking Dead, I popped in on like season 5, season 6. I'd be late to stuff.
You do. But giving our friends grace. We'll report back about Autumn's progress with P-Valley. I'm gonna start it all over again because one, it's that good, and yes. Oh my god. Okay.
Black card revoked. All right, that's
well. It's not black card revoke level, but it's just like, okay, like I said about girlfriends, I don't trust any millennial Black woman who doesn't know who the bougie friend was on Girlfriends. If you say anything other than Tony Childs, you're an agent.
And you probably grew up in a cult or like Amish or something.
And I don't trust you. I don't think we have anything to talk about because we don't speak the same language. Okay.
P-Valley is that serious or not exactly that level?
It's not that level, but
y'all tried to run me down because I ain't never seen BMF either.
Okay. BMF is not, I don't want to say it's not P-Valley level, But P Valley, all of the black girlies was watching it and talking about it on Facebook. I'm okay. We're getting very off topic here, but I am the type of person who, when everybody's talking about something on social media, I'll be like, man, I'm cool. Like I'm not finna hop on a bandwagon. But I finally like watched the first episode, and I was like, yo, this was years ago. This was when it first came out. So the fact that you don't even know what it is, like you ain't seen the jokes, or you probably have seen them and didn't know what they was talking about.
Had no idea. Probably went all the way over my head. I had no idea.
I'm so
Yeah,
sad about all the
totally missed it.
blasphemous like
And
moments.
watch me catch up on it and then try to like rehash the jokes, and it ain't gonna hit like that
It's
because
not.
it's old. It's old, and I've just now got here. But I told y'all with BMF, I didn't want to watch that because I lived it in real life. Like this shit is not entertainment to me. Like this was my real life.
We need to unpack
A lot of
on
trauma.
a on a
A lot of
we
trauma.
need we're gonna holler at that on another episode. Oh my god.
But
Okay.
we came here for Harlem today. We came here for
Yes.
Harlem today.
And find Tyler Lepley. Oh my god. Okay. So which Harlem character do you vibe with the most? Which one is more of your personality?
Let's see, we got four queens. I'm definitely, absolutely, my favorite character, and I definitely resonate with her all day long, is Ty. I love, love, love me some Ty. She always gonna show up, and she gonna show up on time. Not one single episode has she ever been late to the brunch. She always there on time, okay? Her outfits are giving, they be on point. She's about her business. She's about her money. She's always going to speak the truth. She means it in a loving way, although it may not come across like that. But what's more loving than honesty? Um, I vibe with Ty. I'm definitely here for her. I understand that she is the queer of the group, and I am absolutely not the queer of any of my friend groups. But so she doesn't her outfits don't be giving what I want them all the time, because I'd be like, sometimes I want a little thigh out, lot of bit of titty, and she don't be giving that, but that's quite all right. Her energy, her vibe, she is me. For
I
sure.
could definitely see that. I could definitely,
And she be killing all her plants.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can't keep them alive. It's not my thing.
Points were made.
There's one that's on my altar up there, and it is struggling right now. Every day, it's a constant battle.
Moment of silence for the future death of that plant.
Fred is on his way out the window as we speak, and any day now, you guys won't see him anymore. So who is your character that you resonate the most with?
um, I don't know why I always have to be so difficult, but like I definitely feel I'm a mix. I would say Ty, because Ty is very straightforward. She's all about her business. Ty is about her money now. You play with her money and you playing with your life. And I very much feel resonate. She's an entrepreneur. I'm very entrepreneur minded, but she doesn't really deal with her emotions. And I'm a very emotional person. So I would say, oh my God, I would say Camille. Camille, I would say her fully, but the part that where she loses me is when she got drunk and show up to her boss's house. Will she just be popping up over there? Like Camille can't read a room to save her life, and
No.
Camille be playing with her money, and I could never. I absolutely not.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's definitely not giving Mies vibes ever.
Like what? But Camille be late all the time. I be running late. I do like her style. That's something you pointed out to me. Like her type of like bougie hippie, like chill, relax,
Mm-hmm.
feminine. But I look like I paid for this. This look like this cost some money. Definitely. I love her apartment. I love her aesthetic, like the way she has it decorated. And then her love life is messy, and a lot of times my love life has been messy too. So I just
That's why I'm over here like, ooh, are you claiming that? Because Camila's definitely our hot ass mess of a sis. Like she don't know up from down, left from right, inside from outside.
yeah. That be me a lot. But she's not as bad as Angie. That's the hot mess now. Like she
Girl, girl, I cannot even with Angie. You already know. We have had this conversation.
yeah.
Angie is the worst friend ever. I don't even know how do you keep getting invited to the brunches that you can't even afford? Why would
Girl,
we invite the homeless broke ass lady to come to brunch so that we have to pay for her?
cause you got it, Ty.
Yeah, for me. I do. I have it for me. How do you think I can keep affording these plants that I'm killing? I can't afford to keep killing these plants if I gotta pay for your ass.
Okay, so I do want to say this is full of spoilers. So if you have not watched up to episode 8 of Harlem,
Season
go ahead and
2
stop right now. Thank you for tuning in. We love you for showing up, but we finna get into it. So do
and
not be
we'll
mad
see
at
you
us.
next week.
So one thing, when you said that about Angie and her brokenness, on the I think it was the last episode where Quinn was it Quinn there? They were talking with Ty about going to Puerto Rico. Angie was like, "Yeah, as long as you know you have to pay for the trip," and I'm like, "Dang, Angie!"
Like, how bold and brazen do you have to be? Even though you have a job now, you have a job now, and you're not even gonna be like, oh, if somebody can just put me up in the, in your villa, in your room, whatever, I got my flight, I got my food. No, she's literally just like, as long as one of you that has your life together and organized know that I'm your child and you're gonna take care of me, baby. What?
Yeah, people like that though. Like she's definitely giving Lynn. She's definitely like their girlfriend's version of Lynn. And like with Lynn, she knew somebody was gonna take care of her. Like if it all falls apart, I can go sleep on somebody's couch. Somebody gonna make sure I eat. Somebody gonna make sure I got a place to stay. And wherever that is, that's where I'll be.
But at least Lynn knew that it was gonna be a nigga. She had so many men running in and out that little hut that she had in Joan's backyard, her little trailer or whatever she had. Like, she knew, one of these men gonna get me. Not automatically like it has to be one of my girls. Like, I ain't seen Angie ask not one of these men for anything. You handing out coochie like Fruit Loops
Like hellos. Hello, here it is. Hello, here.
to you and your roommate.
Okay, listen. Now, I love Harlem. When I first saw it, I was like, okay, black girl magic, here for it. What I will say is the show does irritate my spirit because a lot of it is just unrealistic. And I'm just like, y'all wilding, like y'all doing way too much. And one of those instances is when Angie was like she met a guy, the most beautiful man in New York that she's supposed to sleep with to get her life back on track. She met him, comes out of the room, sees his roommate, and is like, okay, yeah, actually, I want to hit that too. Comes talks about how she has a twin, comes back as the twin, and I'm like, nigga, what? Like, who's falling?
Who wrote this?
And so I really be showing up to see Tyler Lepley. Like the girls definitely give me some hee hee ha ha's. They definitely have like some real moments that are like, okay, but Tyler is Tyler in this episode. If he's not in the episode, why did I watch all 35 minutes? Because I wanted to see him.
We're gonna get into the fellas. Let's finish with the women, and then let's dissect the fellas characters, because if you guys haven't noticed, Mese and I are on total opposite sides of the fence. She is team Ian, and I
Yeah.
am 1,000% team Jameson. Okay, that's my
Sorry.
baby boo right there.
Anyway,
So
so
yes, we're talking about Angie, who also
and
doesn't even fit, in my opinion, she doesn't fit the equation of the group. Like, she is a total wild card. Like, I would never meet any of them randomly and be like, oh yeah, she fits in with them. So I don't know. I'd be really interested to see like how they all met and just developed this bond, and like, was she always like this? Because I haven't even seen, and I binged watched season 1 and 2. I've seen no characteristics of hers that makes me think that she genuinely loves and cares about anybody other than her. So I don't know why they keep inviting her and including her. Like, even if she was to be like the charity case of the group, like, oh, we went to school with her, we just want to help her. She lives with y'all, y'all feed her, take her out of the country. Like, she does not, I've never seen her show up and care about any of them. So the reciprocity is just literally not there.
yeah, she definitely, like, I've noticed, especially like with Quinn, because she's staying on Quinn's couch. So whenever Quinn is talking about a problem, Angie is like, "Oh, friend, that's so sad, but let me tell you about." And it's usually about some random man she done slept with. Like,
And in that last episode, whenever she had Quinn's luggage, the Gucci luggage, and then she
yeah.
just straddled it and started putting her coochie all over it, I said, now, where are the damn limits? There's no way you're going to put your cooch on my Gucci?
Oh, my Gucci. Don't put your coochie on my Gucci.
Do not ever. Like, if you want to break up the friendship, that is the fastest way to do
Okay, Ty.
it. We don't have to do this
Yeah.
anymore.
I I don't know. I mean, so in regards of like social status, I feel like she did fit before, because when they did the flashback, like she was really thriving in her career. um were on her way to thriving. I think she was going to get a record deal, and then like
Mm-hmm.
it fell through or whatever. So she was making momentum, and everybody was kind of doing their thing. But then now it's like she's been struggling for years to get anything consistent or any type of big break. So it's that, and then also like you said, like she kind of just, I mean, she's the fun of the group. She's just really the fun friend. And so I would like to see how they met up too, because she's very, very much intertwined. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I don't think I've ever, like, I'm really trying to think hard. I don't think I've ever seen anybody talk about a problem that she was around for and she didn't immediately, like, okay, I got what you're saying, but listen to my way bigger thing. Like,
Yes. A lot of times. So, and I think that's very unfortunate for Quinn, because they appear to be the two that are, well, at one point in time I thought that they were the closest.
mm-hmm.
And so it was kind of giving me like Kelly and Tiffany vibes from Insecure, but their relationship was reciprocal. Like, I could see the love and the care between the two of them, but Quinn being the character that is like mentally and emotionally like struggling, like
Yeah.
hardcore right now, the most visibly. But you have the most vain and vapid best friend that is supposed to be attentive to you or noticing these things, and she literally lives with you and she sees nothing. She sees nothing outside of her own reflection, and so you're just constantly in this spiral. So I am glad that she had a tie that she felt comfortable enough with, because what did I say? What is more pure love than honesty? That she felt like she could be vulnerable and really express herself with.
Yeah. Ty definitely is giving like grounded, definitely stability. I mean, she has her own issues, like with being able to be vulnerable, like emotion, like processing her emotions or whatever, connecting with people on an intimate level. And we got to see her husband, Hub showed up.
It did, with all of his non-female
Yes,
pieces
like,
and organs. I was so shocked.
because Ty, you've been a whole lesbian, like you have a whole queer dating app. Like, so that was definitely a shock. But seeing like how he showed up, because he was her emergency contact. She ain't never updated the paperwork. She had a health issue. He comes down and he's like really calling her out. Like, you don't have anybody that you care about, on a level enough to update your paperwork and put them as the emergency contact. Like, she hadn't seen him in how many, like, years, years
Yeah.
and years and years. Like, they were married. She up and left. They never got divorced. She started her new life as, owning herself, owning her truth about her sexuality, and um just ghosted him pretty much. And so he shows back up and he's like, I really loved you. We were best friends. Like, he's very much still like, what happened? What's going on? Why didn't you tell me? You didn't call. And Ty is like, why are you here? Like, she's very cold, very, I did what I had to do. When are you leaving?
For me, I did what I had to do for me.
Yeah, like she was not extending any type of grace, any type of, closure, nothing. She was just like, I had to leave that town. I felt like the town was going to kill me if I stayed there. And why are you still here? Get out.
And I will say, she, in my opinion, is the one that kickstarted off the whole he's taking me for half of everything,
Yeah.
because the man never mentioned taking any money. He never mentioned wanting any money from her. That was just her automatic go to. And it may have been because maybe because that's the thing that she cares the most about,
Hmm.
at this point in time in her life. She's very connected to her wealth, and how it's growing, her brand, her business. And so she was just like, my past is coming back to steal and rob me of the one thing that brings me joy and happiness, which is obviously not her relationships, because they are much like, Angie's. They are just moving. Nothing solid. They're just moving.
Yeah.
So, but I think it was her that brought up the money, and then he was just basically like, if that's what you think that it's about, that hurts me. I think it hurt him that he was like we had a connection. Like you said, we
Hmm.
were best friends before marriage and sex and anything came into play. I can't believe that you would just belittle it to nothing but money.
Yeah. And that's wild. Like, that says a lot about her character, because it's like, okay, he showed back up and this and that. Like, it didn't occur to her. It never crossed her mind, like, how she left him, like the connection they had. He could still be dealing with things emotionally. She's swapping through people every couple of days. So she like, you ain't met nobody else.
She definitely called him out and dragged him on that for real. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
okay. Going for the jugular, I see.
Yeah. So, but I really enjoy seeing them like in on a good note so far, like getting closure. Because man, when she slid him that check, when they were oh, I guess like their mediation or whatever, with the lawyers, I was like, dang, Ty, let's have, it was $1 million. $1 million.
A million
And
and a half.
yeah, and that really hurt my feelings for her. I don't even have $1 million, and I felt that. I was just like, oh my god. But then he showed up, and like she kept, get out, wait, come back, wait, come back, get out, wait, come back, and I was just like, okay. I'm glad they finally had their moment of closure. They hugged. They had that emotional. Like, we never see Ty being emotional about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then like she was vulnerable with him with the needles. She needed help. And it was funny because I was like, okay, they're showing us, all of the people that she's swapping in and out. She was like, hey, would you mind? I'm like, deathly afraid of needles. No, I'm good. Don't ask me to help you with that. Will anybody happen to be a nurse? We were just here for good times. Like, no.
Right.
And so I'm like, I feel like she's seeing what he said. Like, you have no solid connections with anybody. Like, you have no intimacy. And then we see him helping her with the needle.
I agree. I thought that that was just a perfect way to end it with, I'm all for being able to salvage relationships or at least the friendship part of the relationship. So I love the fact that that was like her way of being able to process her emotions, was her cussing him out and then saying, bye, you can leave, but wait, come back because I have more to get off my chest, more to say, because he was such a like intricate part of her upbringing,
Mm-hmm.
and now she's coming face to face with it. And so that comfortability, that vulnerability, like you do honestly feel like you can express yourself to this person, because if you would have gave him the chance, I guarantee you, if she would have told him back then that she was gay, he would not have cared. I don't think he literally has never even brought it up and mentioned like
Yeah.
it's disgusting what you're doing, or don't you feel any shame. He ain't never said anything about it because he do not care.
Yeah. It's really all love from him. Um,
Yeah.
but I can understand why she felt either conflicted or afraid to do so, or, I absolutely understand that. Um, so we talked about Quinn, we talked about Angie, talked about Ty.
Wait, we talked about Quinn a little bit, but
Okay.
we didn't talk about Quinn. And we talked about Quinn a little bit, but I feel like we should go a little bit more in depth with Quinn's, what she's going through and all the different pieces that are playing a part in that. So we all know that she is going through an extremely hard time right now. She's battling some type of mental health issue going on with her right now, and she's really trying to get through it on her own. And so we've kind of been talking about like this started with her and Isabella breaking up, but then the 73 the Vogue interview kind of like really brought it to the forefront, when they asked her that question, are you happy, or like what are the top 3 things in your life that make you happy, and she couldn't answer that question. And then from there, everything just went to shit.
Yeah.
Everything just went to shit. And probably one of my favorite scenes in the series, when they're talking about her in that situation, is when they show her waking up in the morning and just laying in bed, just
Mm-hmm.
laying there, and she's looking at the clock, and the clock says that it's like 9 o'clock, and she's just laying there, and she looks at the clock, and now it says it's 11, and she still hasn't gotten out of bed. And by the time she does get up, she's looking on her phone, and she's looking for flights to catch to get out of town. She's looking for real estate that she can go and she can stay at, or something that she can buy out of the country, because she is trying like her hardest to find something to like spark any type of joy in her, and she cannot find it. And I feel like we all go through that at some point in time, that mental struggle of, am I doing the right thing? Is this genuinely making me happy, or am I just keeping myself busy? But I also think that a major part of it for her is, yeah, she has her friends that she can rely on, but I am really, really just upset about the relationship she has with her mother, and how that is playing a huge part in affecting her mental health. Because if I'm going through something like that, the very first person I'm calling is my mama. I'm calling my mama, and I'm getting in my mama's bed. First of all, I'm not laying in my bed and looking at the clock. I'm laying in her bed and looking at her clock. And she can't do that. And that breaks my heart.
Yeah. Her mom is definitely closed off on like that mother daughter intimate comfortable relationship, the nurturing is definitely not there. Like, every time we see her talking to her mom, it's like her mom is judging her. Her mom is very critical of her. And so it doesn't seem like she feels like she can go to her when she has issues. Like, for example, her dad's birthday when they were golfing, and
You
her
mean her
mom
fine
brings,
ass daddy?
yes, her Rick Fox daddy. But you don't like Ian. So yeah, like at her dad's golfing thing, and her mom shows up and she brings a guy, and it's like, yes, please date my daughter, please date my daughter. She doesn't have anybody. And so, she finally tells her, me and Isabella had a thing and we're not together anymore. And it's really bothering me. Her mom is like, well, if you would have told me, I would have never brought somebody here. And I'm like, okay, mom, cool. But you don't create that space for her to be able to come and talk to you about that. Like, nothing about you has said or says, when you're going through something, come and talk to me. Come in, I'll be here. No,
Mm-hmm.
definitely not. Um, and I know when we were talking about this before, you brought up the flashback from like the 5 year ago flashback where she was working, she had the kid business. And so, it's she was working corporate before, she had the kid business, and now she's doing fashion. And so, it could be that she hasn't figured out what her thing is yet. Like, she's still trying to find the thing that gives her joy, her passion, and pursuing it. And so it's like Isabella, like that disappointment kind of pushed her over. But that Vogue interview, like, what makes you happy? Are you happy? It was just like, I don't know. I don't. And yeah, she's trying to recover. But I feel like when she didn't show up to her parents' party, that should have been a huge red flag. Like, all of the friends failed because
Every single one of them.
her saying, "Oh, the Vogue interview went great." I think she said she went out to celebrate or something. Who is she celebrating with? Because she celebrates with y'all. Number one. Number two, it's not in Quinn's character to miss a moment like that. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
not in her character to be flaky or not be there for her parents or her friends. It was just like, y'all didn't pick up on that.
So
Like,
self-consumed, and I don't want to say self-consumed, but kind of, because it is just like everybody's so worried about yourself that you miss out on things like big major clues like that. But I also love the fact that they did show that in the show, because that is real life. That happens to
mhm.
all of us, where we are like, I was so caught up in what I had going on, good things, bad things, stressful things, that I totally missed that you were going through, like you were going through it like this. Totally missed
Yeah,
that, did not see that. And I do feel bad about it, but like I had to get a handle on my shit. I had to make sure,
yeah,
So it's good and it's bad. It's a reflection that we can all do better. Pay
yeah. I mean,
attention.
it's definitely life, and everybody did have, well, except for Angie. Everybody kind of had like a big thing going on. Like, Camille had just found out that she had a low egg count, and she's going through something with Ian. Ty dealing with her husband and her own health issues, and her company might have to sell off her company or whatnot. Angie was doing good at this point. She got a new man, she got a new job, she in her own space kind of right now. And so I would say Angie definitely dropped the ball. Like, it's four of y'all. Somebody got to know when to check in or be able to read the room. Angie did not read the room for nothing. Like, when she
And
left,
you live
oh
with her.
yeah, yeah, and paid nothing. Paid nothing. Borrowed clothes, ate food, charged your phone.
And got her Uber account suspended because of all those charges. Girl, I want to tell you, I just have a laundry list of reasons why when I see Angie in the street, like I'm running up. I'm running up. I cannot believe.
Yeah, Angie. Yeah, definitely not my type of friend. Like, I'm all for the hot mess, because like sometimes in life we all got a hot mess stage, but sis. Like, you're inconsiderate, very selfish, very just like, what are you
Broke.
adding? Yes, and broke. Like, what are you adding to the table when you come around? Because it sounds like you just
And
taking
not remorseful. Like even
yeah,
whenever with her getting her getting Quinn's account suspended with all those Uber charges, and that's the reason why I think when Quinn was stuck over in Jersey, like she couldn't she I can't even get an Uber account. I can't get an Uber to pick me up. She was not remorseful at all because she was just basically she blamed it on Quinn. She was like, it's your fault for telling me, this love story about this movie that you've seen and blah, 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 blah. Like lack of accountability and pet peeve of mine. Hate it.
yeah, yeah, not here for it. Um,
So I think this brings us to our hot mess of a homegirl, Camille.
there's no way you think that Camille is a hotter mess than Angie.
I'm not saying that she is a hotter, but she's definitely a garbage can on fire. There's it's just she's not matching up. There's so many inconsistencies here. I mean, she's a professional. She's a professional Black woman, very educated, but she shows up drunk at her boss's house. Like you said, she never can read the room. She's ruining people's engagements, apologizing for ruining the engagements, and then breaking up or almost breaking up her own relationship. Like, there's just a lot of things that are going on here that are just, what do you want? What do you want, Camille? What do you really want? Because she said that Columbia was her, like, this is the place, my number one place. I want to work here. But your actions, you showing up late to work, not showing up at all. It's just a lot of things that's like, you're a mess.
Camille definitely is all over the place. She kind of gives me Issa vibes a little bit. Maybe that's why I identify with. So okay, to start with, that's one of the things that I thought was unrealistic because Camille, like, as much as her job is important to her, she loves what she does. She wants to move up really bad, but she just be popping up at her boss's house. Her boss is a whole Black woman that is not with the kikis and fraternization. So that's kind of hard for me to believe that she would do that. But then yes, the night that her and Quinn were out drinking and they show up at her boss house drunk and she quit. And I'm like, Camille, I can't. That's where we draw the line in our similarities. Because one, where's your dignity? Like, why would you let your people see you going bad like that? Like, I don't relate to that. But as far as her relationship, I do not feel bad that she blew up Ian. And what's her name? It was it Mia, Ian, or whatever her name engagement. I'm not because when Ian first came back, like I felt like they were both, her and Ian were both, good with boundaries or whatever. But then when they ended up, when they got robbed, they were like kidnapped, robbed.
Oh, yeah.
That's when it was like, okay, both of them were for sure realizing that it was something more there. And so I would rather her blow up the spot than now he committing adultery. Now he's cheating on his wife. I was here for it.
Well, the very first night that they actually seen each other and talked at their mutual friends' engagement party, they kissed then. They're not good with boundaries. Every time they've interacted and seen each other, they've been crossing boundaries.
Because they're soulmates.
It's because he's a cheater.
I don't know if he's a cheater.
He cheated on his fiance literally in the moment, right then. She was leaving and he's like, you don't have to. And then boom, now your face is attached to my face and my fiance's walking out the door. Pretending like she didn't see this.
I think love took over. Like, I think
you the water signs. Where is the logic? Where is the logic? I can't. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what I'm talking about. The water signs, you can't trust them.
what, that's definitely some air sign stuff. Like at least Camille like really feels for him. You would be, you would have a moment and then leave the nigga on red for days. Like you would not be, yeah.
Because a moment is just that. It's supposed to be in the moment. We carry this on. We got shit to do. I'm supposed to just linger this feeling for 3 days? Come on, man.
You put the T in toxic. But I don't know. I feel like they tried not to fall into old feelings and stuff, but they did cross the line. And it happened. And I was here for it. Like I was absolutely here for them getting back together. Oh my god, that means more time looking at Tyler Lepley. That's a beautiful man right there. But then, you know, she was dating Jameson, and we could tell she was kind of like in and out. And I felt bad for Jameson because he's like, yeah, you know, I told them I'm not coming. I want to stay here with you. And it's like, who told you to do that?
He was absolutely all in, but it was definitely lack of communication
Yeah.
because I felt like he was moving rapid fire, just like based on his emotions, his feelings, but he wasn't communicating. Like he
Mhm.
did a lot of things without communicating with her. This is what I want to do. This is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm thinking. This is where I see the relationship going. He just doing. But then afterwards being like, okay, yeah, I did this. And so now I'm just expecting for you to fall in line with this thing that I did. And you're telling me that you have whole different plans. Where was the communication, my boy?
Yeah. Because, baby, if you would have told me you was thinking about passing up on that job, I would have told you to go for it. Like, you need to
Absolutely.
go to Chicago. Don't forget about me. Like, I'm not coming. So yeah, that was like man, that kind of sucks. But I mean, I feel like he took it like a champ. You know, he was visibly hurt when he found out that she was getting back with Ian. But he was just like, it is what it is. But at the end of episode 8, okay, before we got there, so apparently Camille and Jameson have applied for a grant together. She is an anthropologist. What is he? He's something. I don't know what he is, but he's some
They're two
professional.
smart niggas.
Yes, with degrees. And so they got a grant that the grant was for both of them. And so he's like, hey, you know, we got awarded this grant. At first, Camille doesn't want to do it, but Ian and Jameson have this unrealistic moment that would never happen with any black men.
Ever.
Ian shows up to the meetup that Jameson set for Camille. They're sitting talking, and Ian is like, oh yeah, like she should definitely take the grant. It'll be good for her. I'll talk to her. Just know that she's with you for work and me for love. It's just like,
Never. Never. For any black woman out there that has ever had two black men vying for your love and attention, how often have they been able to have a sit down conversation where nobody ends up getting cussed out, bleeding, or going to jail?
I mean, extreme, but
Oh, that's never happened to you?
I'm saying maybe some black men can have healthy disagreements, but the way it happened is like Camille got a text on her phone. Ian saw the text. He shows up, and it's just very much like, okay, ha 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 ha. Like, no,
Not
we are
ever.
not kikiing over drinks. We are not like, oh yeah, the opportunity you have, that'll be great for her. Like, no, nigga, get off my woman's phone. That's my woman. Don't ever speak to her again. I don't care about that grant. No, she's not like that's the energy.
Literally, like for, and especially you telling me that you are bringing a $25,000 check to my woman. Like I'm not providing her with $25,000. Ain't no damn way. I don't care. I don't care. Especially you with your tall, deep voice, dreamy light skin. Like you all pretty and beautiful and shit. Hell no. You got to go, Playboy.
I don't. Ian is all of those things too. But yes. So that was definitely unrealistic to me. I
Hated
was
it.
just like, y'all wilding. Like, I know it's entertainment, but come on.
And then the bartender talking, bringing them those margaritas, talking about Happy Pride. Like,
And they just giggle about it. I don't know no black men that, are first having a conversation about a woman that they both want, and then somebody confuse it for a gay couple, and they're like, oh, that's wow. Huh? No, that's like fighting words.
I'll knock all this shit over. I did like the way that Ian came at Camille with the information. Like, I feel like
Oh,
he did not come at her on no toxic energy. Like the way that he approached her about him meeting up with Jameson, talking to Jameson, finding out that she had hid this and lied to him. He was very like open and ready to like have a conversation and just move past it
yeah.
until he found out that she was a lion ass heifer, and you just been over here just hiding more secrets. Like, you can't trust her.
I don't know if she was a lion as heifer, but I mean the fertility thing was a lot to probably take in and have to process. So I understand why she didn't tell him that immediately, but the fact that she saw Jameson, I was like, okay, something's not right in the water, because why didn't you tell him, But which brings us to,
Period.
so Camille and Jameson, they meet up to work or whatever on the grant. And out of nowhere, we see Camille waking up in the bed with Jameson. And I'm just like, how sway? Like, y'all wasn't even drinking. Y'all wasn't flirting, vibing. Like, I'm really hoping that it was a dream, like a bad dream that Camille woke up from, or maybe Ian had, from the way they cut it, because they didn't give any, like,
No details. We got nothing.
that better have been a dream.
Nightmare. Like, because I, again, this is just, Camille is a hot mess. Like,
I'm just
everything
done
is
with her.
stacking. Everything is stacking with that. If you make bad decisions in one area of your life,
That's true. That I
and
just told myself
especially
that.
like, and I just think that it's so careless of her to blow up so many people's lives. Like, okay, so Ian wasn't in love with his fiance, but he was willing and able to move forward with the wedding, the relationship, because he wanted to be over her. And you just blew all of that up, wasted his family's money. He got to pay like $65,000 to these people for the wedding just so that you could cheat on him with a guy that you met and you dated for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. Like, it's just
Yeah.
not adding up. It's not adding up. It's not making no sense. And I don't like it. I don't like it.
That was another thing too. Like, I can see like having, I would be called a cheater after this. I can see having a little relapse with your old thing or whatever. But Ian is the man that you haven't been able to get over for years. He almost married somebody else. Like, you guys are vibing great. Things are going well. And you slip back with Jameson. It ain't like y'all was dating for a year, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. Like, you wasn't willing to go to Chicago with him. You didn't want him to quit his job, like, and stay with you. So
Why for, ma'am?
that's giving Angie. And it doesn't, Camille is a hot mess, but that is not, to me, that doesn't fit her character from what we've seen so far. Because we've seen Jameson get kind of like pushed to the back burner for Ian. So all of a sudden you just go out of nowhere.
It's not making any sense. I'm literally just, that really just threw me. And I'm hoping that they can fill in the blanks as to like why, because they really just skipped over. It went from we're not touching, we're literally just working, and especially her and Ian had that fight She went to his job. They made
Oh yeah.
up. So we're on good terms right now. Our relationship is good, strong, and healthy moving forward right now. So let me go to work with my ex and cheat on you real quick. All while one of her best friends is having a mental health breakdown, and they've been calling and texting her to come and meet up with them at Quinn's apartment. And she's like, guys, I literally can't right now because I'm about to cheat on my man. Like, you're gonna have to deal with that because I gotta cheat.
Hoes before bros. Sisters before misters. Like,
It's a real thing right now. It's a real thing. And I just,
yeah, I'm like, did they take some of them edibles Camille had with Ian? Like, did she space out? Like, what happened? What?
I thought that I was taking edibles because I'm like rewinding because I'm like, did I miss? Did I miss? Like, they went from scene, end. How?
Yeah,
How?
listen. I'm telling you right now, if it's not a dream, I might have to write the writers of the show because y'all did all this climatic build up for Ian. We're here. We got it. Bay is back. We get all this TV time with Bay. And then you go end it. You go. So now, it's probably, I think it's only like two more episodes. So like now, like if they try to end this on some cliffhanger, like Ian and Jameson, I'm gonna watch the next season because I want to know what happened, but I'm gonna be mad about it. I'm gonna be mad.
I'll be mad because it's even more unrealistic. So okay, so now that we're here to the big climactic Ian Jameson, let's break down these male characters. Let's talk about Ian and let's talk about Jameson. Like I said, I'm 100% Team Jameson. Love him. I love his aesthetic. I love his mental, his genius. I love his passion and how he is so very, very comfortable being open with his feelings. He reminds me a lot of an Aries man because he's very like, this is what I want. This is how I see things going. I'm going to do. He's lacking in the communication part, but I love that you are like, this is what I want. I know what I want. So I'm just going to do all the shit as if that's what's happening right now. Yes, daddy, you're right. You're 100% right. And I'm here for it. I love him. Mese does not.
First of all, let me be clear. I don't dislike Jameson. I like Jameson. First of all, I liked him with facial hair.
It was better. I'll
Like
admit.
he is attractive. Like I like Jameson. I like the energy they had. I mean, I always wanted her to get back with Ian, so it was just kind of like, but yeah, he does have good energy. He's handsome. He's tall. All of that stuff. But Ian, that's daddy. That that's like we were together. The timing didn't work out for our relationship. I'm about to, girl, I like the drama. I'm about to get married. I blow the spot up to come back for you. I chose you over the woman I was finna marry and I paid thousands and thousands of dollars for, but none of that matters because I want you. I need you in my life. Yes, blow up the spot for me. Blow up your wedding. Come back and let me know this is what you want. Got it. Great. Cool. Ian is a chef. Okay? Like, cook all the meals for me, feed me. Like him being a chef is giving me like catering vibes. Like he seems like he's probably very nurturing, very loving, probably very toxic too. But like I'm here for all of it. Ian does what I will say, like they were talking one time and I was like, I don't know if Camille is able to have like the intellectual type of conversations with him that she was having with Jameson. It wasn't given that, but whatever he says, he looks beautiful while he says it. So I'm just gonna listen, even if I tune out. Like
They have a lot more sexual chemistry, like that physical chemistry. Um, Ian and Camille, they have a lot of different like sex scenes between them. We maybe got like one or two physically intimate scenes between her and Jameson. It definitely was a lot more of the mental connection that they had. And that's that's my thing. If you can teach me something and you can get inside my brain and we can have that intellectual, that was my 100% draw to him. And I told you that he played the therapist on Atlanta. He was what's his earned? He was his therapist. Super smart on that episode as well in that series. And so it's the brain power for me. So I agree with you. I think that Ian is maybe missing that intellectual connection, but he definitely makes up for it in penis.
I don't need you to think about nothing. Just serve.
He's like, I'm coming with a plate and I'm coming with penis. I've got.
What more could you need? And he has his own business, which seems to be thriving. So he got money. Like, all I know is I'm here for Ian and Camille. I feel like they have an understanding of each other. I feel like, I mean, it's not always true. Like, just because you have history with a person, you should run it back. I absolutely don't believe that. But I feel like they genuinely get each other. I feel like they could be great life partners. She could also be great life partners with Jameson. I don't even care about the storyline. I just want to see Tyler Lepley.
You want to
Like,
look at that man.
that is.
And I think that is like one of my biggest tropes with their love storyline is I am sick and tired of your one true love being the love and the struggle, like your past love. Like sometimes your past nigga just got to be your past nigga. I hated that they did that in Insecure where where she went back to what was that nigga's name?
Lawrence.
Lawrence. She had all these great prospects, all these other men that could have been. Then there's millions of other men in the world that she could have met since she's successful in her career. But we got to go back to the nigga that I struggled with. Like I'm over and I'm done with that. Like love prevails, and no matter what happens over time. No, sometimes you were here for a season and a reason, and now we're done and we're over with that. So, Tyler, I'm sorry, Tyler, but you gotta go.
First of all, put some respect on Daddy's name. Like, first of all, there's that. Second of all, I don't feel like this is equivalent to Lawrence and Issa. Like, I don't feel like they struggled before. I feel like they were in a weird place where Camille wasn't ready because she is all over the place and don't know what she wants. She wasn't ready to go to Paris with him and all this and that. I definitely hated to see Lawrence and Issa get back together. I mean, baby was a bum for like years, struggling. He forgot her birthday. She was providing for them, struggle like. Then he went and had a baby, was dating while had to get her from the date because his baby was born. Like,
come on.
Like, that was definitely struggle. And so to see them get back together after she was with Nathan, who really like sparked a fire in her life, was really about it for her. After Lawrence blew that up,
hater.
I really feel a type. We should have an Insecure episode. We should unpack Insecure in another episode. But
we
like,
absolutely can.
I just, to see her back with him and the kid, like they wasn't even married yet. Kelly had gotten married. I think Kelly was pregnant. Lawrence hadn't even wiped her up yet, and that baby was like 5 or 6 years old.
So disgusting.
I definitely feel you. Sometimes people in the past need to be left in the past. Just because it's familiar does not mean you need to return to it. But if the past is Tyler Lepley, you might want to reconsider.
Just so you can cheat on him?
That's why I know it was a dream, because ain't no way in hell.
Well, we will find out on what the episodes come out on Thursday. We gonna see. So.
Yeah.
This episode will come out on Wednesday, and Thursday we'll know. Was it a nightmare, or is Camille really a hot steaming pile of trash?
Golly. I feel you, Camille. I mean, those are some nice looking men. One stimulates you mentally, the other one understands you and gets you physically, and he feeds you. Why can't y'all just create like what is it, Pelandry relationship? What?
Polyamorous. That's
Yes,
exactly what I was gonna say. Like, I mean, everyone's getting satisfied here. Everyone's getting satisfied here.
and they was cool at the bar, so
So obviously y'all get along. Oh my gosh, I said that to two of my exes one time before. I'm like, if you guys didn't both want me, y'all would actually be friends. Like, y'all have a lot in common. If you guys weren't mortal enemies, y'all could really be friends. You just gotta let your egos, you know, you gotta do something with that. That conversation did not end well.
I, I can imagine that it didn't.
Yeah.
The T in toxic. I feel like I need to get a DJ to like put a sound behind it and just every time you say some toxic wild stuff. Like,
Wanting people to be friends is toxic. Now, come on now.
and now you finna justify it. See, this is why I'm
It's why
glad I'm not
everybody
a
want to
man.
leave air signs in
Yes,
2022.
I'm glad I'm not a man because I can't imagine running across you. Like, what?
They
Did,
love it here.
did y'all hear what she just said to me?
They'd be like, man, this girl is crazy. She's super interesting. I cannot believe she just said that to me.
You know what? We're gonna have an unpacking autumn episode.
No, leave it in the box. I'm like, Ty, leave it all in the box.
Okay. Yeah. So we're definitely going to be waiting to see what happens at Harlem and hoping that Camille did not mess up her good thing.
So I think in the next episode, maybe we'll be seeing the girls taking a trip. I think they're going to Puerto Rico. Maybe that'll be happening in the next episode. So I love a good girls trip episode. Absolutely loved and Insecure when they went to Coachella.
Mm, yeah.
So I'm hyped for all the antics that's going to be in this upcoming episode. So when this episode drops, and then when the next Harlem episode drops, come leave us a comment underneath this episode. Let us know what you think about each of the characters. Let us know who you resonate with the most out of all of the cast. We'd love to know how
Yes.
many Angies, Camille's, Ties, and Quins we have in the world that's watching and listening to us. And follow us on social media. What's our socials?
Yeah, so we are Girl Talking Chill everywhere on Facebook, the Facebook group, Instagram _Girl Talking Chill, TikTok. If you search Girl Talking Chill, we gonna come up. So yes, definitely follow us everywhere. Join our Facebook group. We have conversations like this all the time and a lot of free virtual events that are exclusive to the group, the Girl Gang. Also, when you comment, go ahead and let us all know that you're Team Tyler. Sorry, Team Ian,
Or Team Jameson.
that's not gonna happen. So you just go let us know that you Team Ian because why wouldn't you be, right? Um,
Boo!
so yes, follow us, join the Facebook group, let us know what you thought about this episode. You know, a few people have been reaching out talking about how much they enjoy the show. You guys, we really, really appreciate that. Because we love, we love kicking it with each other, but we also love to kick it with you. So yes, until next time. Oh, our affirmation.
Affirmations!
Our affirmation. And we need to pause because I don't remember what it is.
Time.
Hold on 1 second. I should I'm gonna write it down next time.
Oh, we could put it in the notes app, and then I have my laptop up here, so then I could just have it pulled up, and we shall remember.
Girl, my brother then took some professional pictures with his girlfriend. Let me go ahead and just save that so I can come back and look at that later.
Your Hotep brother has a
No, no, no,
girl.
no, 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 no. My I got three brothers. One importantly, he dates a Libra. He's a Sagittarius. He's a Sagittarius with a Libra rising. Him and Demarcus are basically the same person, but he's not shitty. He's
Oh,
a
great!
Sagittarius with a Aquarius moon, Libra rising. Demarcus is Libra, Capricorn moon, and Sagittarius rising.
What a combination!
Yes. Okay, okay, fuck, what is I am intentional about prioritizing myself and my self-care. Um,
I am intentional about prioritizing myself and my self-care.
yes. Okay.
Perfect.
So, our affirmation for the week, because Autumn and I definitely believe in having a good old affirmation handy. Write it on a sticky note, put it by your laptop, your computer, at your job, by the mirror. Put it everywhere because you always need to feed your spirit with good, healthy thoughts. And listen, we always combating our own self doubt, negative thoughts, stuff in the world. So put this on your sticky note. I am intentional about prioritizing myself and my self care.
Period.
Intentional.
I am intentional about prioritizing myself and my self-care.
Yes. Yes.
Remember it all week long. Carry it with you. Follow us on social media. Share this episode with a friend. Comment to us and let us know what you thought about this episode and about all of the characters. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.